Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. There's been a few tornadoes today in Kansas and Oklahoma, and that will be true again tomorrow as we could get new storms to develop and they may want to rotate. Large hail will also be possible, so let's get right into it. For this forecast video, I decided to try out a different weather model for the simulated radar. Usually I'll use the HRRR, but I'm experimenting with the FV3, which is another convective allowing model. So late afternoon, the storms are forecasted to be well underway. These sort of gray patches are potential rotation tracks. That doesn't mean that there's going to be tornado in every gray spot. It just means that there's a chance of these storms trying to rotate. And if a few other things are right, then there could be some tornadoes. So it does show some rotation tracks in Nebraska, western Nebraska. Those should be elevated, so I don't see a tornado risk up there. The main risk appears to be, like mentioned earlier in the video, Kansas and Oklahoma. So we could be seeing supercells in southern Kansas in the late afternoon. These ones in southern Kansas seem most likely to me to produce some tornadoes, but also these storms that are probably going to be forming in western Oklahoma will also have similar potential to rotate. Could get a few storms all the way east in Missouri. Those don't look as strong as the ones out west, but there is the off chance of a rotating storm there. But yeah, main threat is going to be a little bit further west, where we have more favorable ingredients for storms. A little bit further south at the same time, Texas will be getting in on some of these storms, at least parts of Texas. And all of these storms from Texas through Oklahoma into Kansas will have the potential to produce large hail. Similar kind of thing with the Ozarks, the storms that could be forming in the Ozarks area. Same thing in far eastern Texas and Louisiana. These storms are probably not going to be nearly as strong as the ones further west, but there's an off chance of a couple, maybe one rotating storm and some marginal severe weather. So this is a sounding from those storms in southern Kansas, and it shows a pretty good environment for tornadoes. There is plenty of instability in terms of CAPE. Dew points well into the 60s, upper 60s now. And you can see steep lapse rates in the lowest levels of the atmosphere, which all points to pretty favorable thermodynamics for tornadoes. Taking a look at the wind profiles, you can see there is pretty decent wind shear, especially curvature-wise. 0 to 3 kilometer shear is around 27 knots, which should favor the potential for a few tornadoes. Further south, your low-level shear definitely weakens. Deep layer shear is maybe even stronger, actually, though. Instability-wise, similar idea, maybe even more instability, which makes me think that there could be some pretty large hail throughout the risk area tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised to see multiple baseball-sized hail reports, maybe even a few reports slightly bigger. So definitely be aware of that. But yeah, low level shear is very weak, so I don't expect a significant tornado threat in Texas. So here's my tornado forecast for tomorrow. I think anywhere from southern Texas up through Oklahoma and into Kansas will have some risk of nearby tornadoes, but I think the greatest threat for tornadoes is going to be in southern Kansas and maybe into western Oklahoma, where we have the most favorable wind shear. I would consider the idea of putting in a 10% risk area, but I'm not 100%. I don't have 100% confidence that there's going to be multiple tornadoes. However, I do think a few tornadoes are quite probable tomorrow. And then, obviously, large to very large hail will be possible throughout this area. With that said, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.